Hello, today is Tuesday, March 10th, 2020, and as promised, I am coming on to do a quick video. So I wanted to, first of all, thank you for those of you who have been keeping up with my video vlogs. I have been consistently posting on the 10th and 20th of each month, and so we are now in the month of March, and I actually forgot that I needed to do the video. So I did a charcoal treatment on my face. And so you are coming, you're getting me just as I am, literally. Okay. So I did this charcoal treatment trying to clear up my skin. Been dealing with just some health issues with iron and dehydration of the skin with the winter, suffering from eczema, living in Chicago with super dry temps. That's just kind of what happens to my skin. So working on correcting, my skin and getting my skin back in order. So that's what you see. But I wanted to, first of all, share the topic for tonight. So I actually went to a workshop on Saturday morning, which was so in line with the nonprofit and some of the work that I'm going to be doing this year. So I am connected to a group called Sassy Thrifters. And this group is a group that I actually got connected to because I am, for those of you who know me personally, I am an avid thrift shopper. I have been thrifting since thrifting, was like not a thing. When I was living in Georgia and pregnant with my daughters, I actually did a lot of thrift shopping even back then, looking for baby stuff for them. But they were called Consignment Shops. Little did I know, when we would go to those flea markets and those different places, that's kind of what we were doing in some instances. Some of those vendors were selling used things. Some of them were selling new things, even going to little antique markets and stuff like that around town in Stone Mountain, where I grew up, and also even in Puerto Rico. So thrifting has kind of been a thing, which I didn't know that that's what it was called, but we've been doing this for a long time. My grandmother in Puerto Rico, my abuela Sarah, my mother, it just was something that we kind of grew up with. And for me, I actually was embarrassed, to be quite honest with you. It was something that I was embarrassed to admit, or embarrassed when I was younger, to let people know that I had bought this or gotten this from used whatever place. But now I love it. Some of my best outfits, some of my best things in my house are thrifted. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of put that plug in. So Sassy Thrifters is a group that I'm a part of on Facebook. And the reason I'm bringing that group up is because that is what led me to this workshop on Saturday. So the workshop was called it was called a Chat and Chew, and it was a brunch series by a woman named Tamika Thompson and Jodine Baster Ash, who is, both of these women are entrepreneurs, and they have businesses and groups that they've started and organizations that they have kind of started, which Tamika Thompson started the Sassy Thrifters, and Jodine has the what's called Adore to Empower. She's a domestic violence advocate. She's a domestic violence survivor. Little did I know, she's from Milwaukee and was in a play with my brother, Big Brother LME. So in any case, as I'm connecting with these women on this Facebook group, this workshop comes up, and the name of the workshop was called Moving Beyond Trauma. And I learned a whole lot. The workshop was a couple of hours, which it included a brunch. It included poetry. It included actually 3 speakers. One woman was a woman from U of C who deals with behavioral health and trauma. Another woman was also from she actually works at one of the South Suburban health centers. She works with Jodine for domestic violence survivors, and she is the founder of this I think it's, I guess, an organization, but in any case, called Grace and Grief. But the book that they shared, I actually ordered on Amazon. And I say Amazon is bae because it was like waiting for me the next day when I got home from church. Like, Amazon is like, seriously, I'm in love with Amazon. You can order something and it is there the next day. Like, Amazon does not let you down. So Amazon is bae right now. But The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma is the name of the book. And I honestly, I'm diving into it little by little because I haven't had a whole lot of time to actually read it. But basically, the moral of the story, you guys, is that I didn't know that trauma can be really any situation that happens in your life that causes some type of long-term emotional, mental, or physical, trauma, like physical hurt. And so there's a whole lot of explanation that I can get into, but essentially, the key that they shared is the post-traumatic growth. And so many people go through different situations in life that are traumatic. And, it kind of helped me to understand some of the things that I was dealing with, even personally in my own life, and how the trauma that I've been experiencing in my life through my divorce and through custody battles and through having to move and change, zip codes and all these different things that have happened in my life from childhood up until now have all been traumatic incidents or traumatic events. And so PTSD is basically what we hear all the time. A lot of times you associate PTSD with war veterans or people who have gone through major traumatic situations like death or whatnot, but it could be the loss of a job. It could be the loss of a child. It could be anything. And so the key is the post-traumatic growth. And so what I wanted to talk about is the fact that there is, first of all, there's a healing and a growth process that happens from trauma. And it's something that you have to be in control of. There was a quote that basically, and I'm paraphrasing, but it basically says that you don't get to choose, the trauma that happens in your life, but you do get to choose the healing that takes place after. And what I felt with that is the fact that, sometimes things happen to you that are out of your control, but what you do have control over is the healing and the growth that happens after that. And so that's your responsibility. For me, I'm taking responsibility in, trying to really get my life back and get my health back and get myself into a place where I'm truly healing and growing. And they left, quite a few resources. So the book was one of them. They talked about self-care. And one of the key things about self-care is self-care is taking care of your body. We can pray and we can fast and we can do all those things. But at the end of the day, there's a spiritual side to healing and there's also a natural side. And a lot of times we look to God and we want God to be completely responsible for our healing. There's also things that we have to do to take charge of that. And so one of the things that I recognized is that I've been having health issues, and a lot of it is because I internalized a lot of my stress and the trauma. And so as a result, it shows up in your body. So for example, when you feel pain, you feel it down to your core. That's why people say, you hear people say like, oh, that hurt me to my core, that hurt me to my soul, or I felt that in my soul, because it literally when you experience pain, you can feel it everywhere. And even for me, I felt that where like I've been in so much pain and so hurt and, so just traumatized emotionally that I would like get headaches and I would feel weak and feel like I didn't want to eat and feel just like giving up. And so one of the messages that God kept giving me today, and he confirmed it through just different things, is don't give up. I honestly had a moment where I was like, I'm tired. I could literally see myself like packing a bag and like hitting the road, like leaving and just getting away, because sometimes life can be so overwhelming that you just want to run. You just want to go. and get away. But God just kept reminding me that, you know what, there is calm after the storm. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't throw in the towel. Stay with me, because there's a blessing in every adversity if you look for it, as my one of my mentors, Papa Cap, would say. And there's gonna be glory on the other side of this. And so I wanted to encourage you that if you have dealt with any kind of trauma, or if you're going through something right now and you're feeling like you just absolutely are exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you're tired, and you may feel like you want to just like give up, hang in there, because it's in those moments where you're right on the brink of your breakthrough. You're like right there, right at the edge of like that, they say that joy comes in the morning, right? You're right at that midnight hour. So I just wanted to encourage you. I love you guys. I truly, truly do. I believe that this year, I know it has started out crazy with just deaths and the coronavirus. I mean, there's so many things happening around the world, but God is still God. God is still on the throne. God is still able to turn every situation around for our good. So just be encouraged. Stay focused on your purpose and your promises, not on your problems. Don't focus on what's wrong and what you don't have and what's going on around you. And as I'm saying this to you, I'm saying it to myself, because I needed this reminder today. I needed to be reminded, like Yasmin, don't think about what you've lost, what you don't have, what's not going right. Focus on the goal and the vision and the promise that you have in front of you, because you cannot move forward if you're looking back or looking down or looking at what you don't have around you. So just know that there is purpose in your pain. Okay. And if you get a chance, get the book. The Body Keeps the Score is the name of it. It's by Bessel van der Kolk, and you can actually purchase it on Amazon. It was like $12. If you have Amazon Prime, you get free shipping and all that or whatever. But it's definitely, even going to the library or what have you, find the book and check it out. It came highly recommended by one of the guests that we had at the event on Saturday. Okay. And I hope that you all have a blessed rest of the week, and I will see you all again on the 20th. Okay. God bless you and keep you. Make his face to shine upon you. Bye-bye.